Hey guys, welcome back to Akuna Art Channel. This is Evan Akuna, and I'm going to be going over this speed paint of a giant platypus that was submitted by one of my students. I'm to assume this was in response to the Dragon Reimagined challenge. So we're going to kind of dragon it up, but I just wanted to go over a few things that I always look for whenever I'm working off a source or if I'm drawing from my imagination. And right now you can see that the first thing that I identify is the big shapes. That means I'm looking for the big blobs that I'm going to mold my character out of. Next here we have the big lines. Now I'm kind of breaking my own rule here, but I am basically looking for the essential line work. Now normally, if I'm coming in completely blind and I don't know what I'm going to do, I'll use construction lines, intersecting lines for the limbs, the spine, the head, the feet, the hand, and so forth. Then, when that is settled, I will go into the details. Now for me, the details are usually a base color. As you can see, I used a kind of a brown base color. And what I'm doing right now is building using a I'd say about 50 to 80% transparent layer of shading. So I use black and lower the opacity. Now comes a very tedious part, but it follows completely in the philosophy of big shapes, big lines, and now I am working on the details. So what that means in this picture is rows upon rows of fur, and this is why I will look for brushes that have a kind of fur effect or a very strokey kind of paintbrush effect. So I'm building right now. I've got my dark brown layer and then building a kind of a highlight layer to give some variety and also some dimension in this platypus coat, this giant platypus. Okay, filling in the dark beak, and you'll see me use that trick again, lowering the opacity so that I can see the line work underneath. Now I'm adding highlights using this is a graphic brush. This is another thing I love about digital, is doing things out of order. So now the last thing considered is the background. And all I'm doing here is I'm using a brush that probably not really intended for, looks like Easter grass, but I'm basically just embellishing the background. Now, not totally happy with the grass, and I'm going to deal with that in a minute. Now I'm going up to a higher layer and adding some grass, putting a blur effect to give the illusion of an out of focus camera. Also upping the levels. This is why I work in several layers, because now I can up the levels of shadow and color if I'm not satisfied. Adding a little bit of highlight to the grass. And now just going in and adding more severe shadows to my platypus. And you'll notice that I'll use the opacity a lot, and I'll use the blur tool a lot to soften those shadowy edges. Now we're just adding some highlights, some last minute color. I'm using a kind of a light yellow to just give kind of a sunny effect. And I'm almost done at this point. So now we're just tweaking, going through layers, adding some stones. I don't know, I just wanted some visual interest in this particular painting. And there you have it. And so just remember, as a rule of thumb, we're looking for the big shapes, we're looking for the big lines, and then the details. And there you go. Well, looking forward to next time, but until then, thanks for watching.